GCSE Required Practical 4b, Investigating Electrical Components of the Filament Lamp. Here's the circuit diagram we're going to use. Interestingly, it's not the same as the one that the exam board recommends you use, mainly because that circuit diagram just doesn't give very good results. So here we're going to use a variable power supply to change the applied potential difference, and then just measure that using a voltmeter and measure the current through the circuit using an ammeter. And here you can see the circuit set up with the power supply set to 12 volts, the ammeter in series with the filament lamp, and then the voltmeter sitting in parallel with the device that we're measuring. Here's the circuit set up for measuring the electrical characteristic of the filament lamp. Now we've experimented with this and we've found that the best thing to do is to start off with the negative potential differences and then work all the way through from minus to 0 and then turn it around and then do the positive potential differences. So we're going to start with minus 12 by just reversing the polarity of this circuit here by switching around the positive and the negative connections. This gives us a reading of minus 12 volts on the voltmeter and minus 1.38 amps on the ammeter. To give the best characteristic, we've found that by reducing potential difference in steps of 2 to start with is good. So we go minus 12, minus 10, minus 8, minus 6 and minus 4, at which point we want to get a bit more detail around the origin. So we then go to 1 volt steps, so minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, and then you can have 0 that comes free because there is no potential difference and there is no current flow through the circuit. At this point we need to reverse the polarity of the power supply so that we can have the positive potential differences applied to the filament lamp. We'll start with around about 0, where we know we're getting 0 current for 0 applied potential difference. So then we move to an applied potential difference of 1 volt. Which gives us a current of 0.46 amps. And then we'll increase the applied potential difference in steps of 1 to start with, so 2, 3 and then 4, at which point we can move up to using steps of 2 volts, so 6, 8, 10 and 12 volts, and then we are done. As you can see, here are the final set of results for the filament lamp, giving us readings from minus 12 volts all the way up to 12 volts of applied potential difference. We can now plot that as a line graph with potential difference on the independent variable axis, the horizontal axis, and current up the side as the dependent variable. And here's my hand-drawn graph of the component characteristic for the filament lamp, and you can see I've plotted the points near to the origin where we've gone for 1 volt intervals. I've plotted those using a blue pen so that you can see they stand out nice and clearly and give us this standard characteristic that you'd expect to see.